Positions or strategies expressed on WLAF TV 12 do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Hi, this is Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. I work with folks who have Medicare. If you're getting ready to turn 65 or starting to plan your retirement and your Medicare is going to be starting soon, or if it started recently, or maybe you're just now qualifying for your Medicare benefits through disability, please give me a call. We have a lot of good choices available in our area. Not all plans are the same and not one size fits all. I work with folks to make sure that the plan that they pick fits their financial needs and also their doctor and hospital choices. A lot of times your prescription medications might help you figure out which plan you need to be on. I've been doing this for quite a while. I never charge a fee, and if you'd like my assistance, I'll be sure and try to help you. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. Thanks.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
I tell you what, with these four machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? And that's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to Husqvarna.com for more information.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show is also being brought to you by True Value Homes. Now, all you newlyweds and especially kids that's coming out of college, it's got a halfway decent job, but they'll make a payment, and especially if you got grandma or grandpa or parents that has a piece of land out in the back 40 that they deeded over to you and it don't have a lien against it, you can use it for collateral for your down payment. and you can get in a home right away. And folks, it was a lot of years before my wife and I got into our own home. And it was 13 years. And just out of school or college and if you don't go to college and you got a good job and you got somebody that's got some property that's got a good deed, if it's an acre or whatever, it can be your down payment. So you check them out. It's located in Huntsville at Highway 63 and 27. Also, Ron's Golf and Indoor Flea Market. You know, those golf carts will go fast, folks. And if you're out on a small farm, or if you've got a driveway and you're getting up there in age, and you can't walk 400 yards or 200 yards or whatever and not be comfortable, it's well worth it. I mean, you can get into a good electric golf cart or a battery golf cart for very reasonable money. And it could be as low as $1,500, sometimes maybe even one that's not too old. You can get in those for $2,500 to $3,000, a gas one. And if you're not going to go out and do just run all day, all night, whatever, I highly recommend an electric one, because you just plug it up at night and go out in the morning and just ride all day. And that's the way to go. And he has those at Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market, and that's located behind Long John Silver's here in La Follette. The White Knuckle event, hey, it's coming up on the 27th through the 29th of May. You're just talking about 6 weeks away. And it's got Kilp Moore, and it's got a young lady named Cam. And you know, the young lady named Cam was the feature singer at the last Labor Day weekend in Knoxville. Or whatever day, I believe it is Labor Day, but when all the fireworks and stuff goes off, she was the feature. Now, you come right on over to Scott County there to Brimstone Recreation, and the tickets are always reasonable. And I want to let you know that at Tennessee Outdoors, you know, it advertises with me, and they got the commercial, but they've got a good stock of AR-15s at Tennessee Outdoors, located in Huntsville. And you can't miss it. It's on the right, about after you go where the White Rock Church is at. You're about a mile, and it's on the right-hand side of the road. So I appreciate all of you that trades with our sponsors, and you know, our sponsors they're settled down. We've got almost all of our sponsors now has been with us at close to a year, and that's good. And right now we really we would use one more, but we are not looking for any sponsors right now. But for somebody out there that's interested, you know, we'd tack on one more, but that's about all we need, because we're just absolutely a lot of our time is taken up with just commercials. Anyway, you know, last week we talked to you about school lunches, and I talked to a lady once and wanted to know why so many kids and cars was at McDonald's at 3:30 in the afternoon, or between 3:30 and 4 o'clock. Actually starting at 3 o'clock, because a lot of the kids get out at 3, the ones that's picked up in the afternoon in most schools. And they said, well, we don't like the food that they cook in the cafeteria, because they have dietitians now, and kids get free lunches and free breakfasts, and But there's some catches to that. And we had a real situation in Scott County. It had gotten to where the teachers were selling snacks out of their desk drawers or whatever, because it's against the law to have a concessions opened in the schools while the school is in. I mean, you know, you open the doors and school starts at, say, 8 o'clock in the morning and it's out at 3:30. Well, you're not allowed to sell snacks and soft drinks in the schools. And you definitely can't sell Mellow Yellow or Mountain Dew, anything that's highly concentrated in caffeine. Well, we had this situation, and I talked to you all a little bit about it last week. We had one or two of the kids, and one of the kids that was selling was actually the principal's brother. And according to all the information I received, and nobody rebutted that or called, but there was some kids making as much as $3,000 a month selling soft drinks and snacks, and they were doing it in the cafeteria. And 3 weeks ago now, my grandson came home with a Mellow Yellow, 16 ounce, 0.80 milligrams or whatever of caffeine. I mean, that's very highly, it's almost like taking a 5-hour energy. And they're addictive. So I started asking questions. And this is where I found out all this stuff. And so last Monday, last week, in a school board meeting, they was arguing the point, and I found out another very important issue, that if the participation from schools weren't as high as 70%, then the state would cut off their monies, and they'd have to close down their cafeteria, or the taxpayers are going to have to start paying for that cafeteria to stay open. So my point of view, and I expressed this on my show last night, that for a few was with greed. They weren't thinking about the 70% of kids that didn't have the monies to buy soft drinks or snacks and stuff to get through the day. And this is done for a purpose, folks, is to make sure that kids get a more, I guess, healthy food, and make sure that every kid had meals. So, you know, in case that the superintendent of schools here in Campbell County doesn't know it, if this is happening in Campbell County schools, because I talked to several people here in Campbell County, and they thought it was, well, the kids were very smart. Yeah, the kids are very smart, but the leaders were evidently not too smart, because they didn't know the rules, and they thought it was okay for the kids to be that creative. No, it's not creative whenever you let a very few people deprive 70 or 80%, because I'd say here in Campbell County you probably got at least 50-60% of the kids that can't get $5 to take to school every day, or even $2. Some of these people out here got 7 or 8 kids, or 2 kids, or 5 kids, or whatever. They can't do that. And if it wasn't against the law to have those concessions, it should be, but it is against the law. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you got free food. And so the lady, I got 2 or 3 calls even right here, says my kids deserve to eat whatever they want to eat. Well, I have no problem with that. But put that lunch in a bag or a lunch pail, because I can remember whenever kids took their lunches in a pail, and if they want to take a soft drink, and you want your kid to drink poison, and I'm telling you, Mellow and Mountain Dew is addictive, very, very addictive. Get them a lunch pail, send it to school with them. Don't let them be taking monies to buy something that is totally wrong. If they can sell Snicker bars, Twinkies, you name it, out of a backpack, and make $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and deprive 50, 60, 70% of the children from getting free lunches, I think management has got us a very bad problem. And I'm not just saying that tonight because I'm away from, I said that last night. I think that it's something that needs to be addressed, and if it's happening here, in fact about it, I did talk to some people here in Campbell County, and they thought it was, boy, that's on surface, boy, that sounds good. But after getting down into the meat of the problem, oh no, that shouldn't be happening. No, it shouldn't be happening, because folks, they took concession stands, open concession stands, out of the schools in the 50s. And if we don't recognize that, and who's ever in charge, they don't need to be in charge. That's just too important. Oh, and I'm supposed to have Mr. Fannin on with me tonight. He providing his leg wasn't giving him too bad a problem, and with this rain coming in and the way it's been feeling out there, I can understand if he's having a lot of pain, because I've been through it. So anyway, if you not able to make it tonight, we'll just wing it, and we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. Anything. I want to get this off my chest though. This thing about the schools, and if you know that there's anybody out there that's any teacher or even the superintendent of schools, in fact about it, that one kid was the superintendent's kid. So the superintendent's stepdaughter and his son, the stepdaughter is the principal, and his son is one of them selling stuff right in the cafeteria as the kids come through the lines, just like it was a. Would you rather have a free meal here, or would you want to pay me whatever amount for a soft drink and a snack bar? And I hope you all don't have nothing like that going on. If you have, I hope you'll call in and mention it and make sure that it gets stopped. And, you know, the people that I talked to that was, and I did, like I said, I did talk to more than one person about why was there so much traffic at McDonald's in the afternoon. Because my kids don't want to eat the food that they got in the cafeteria. Well, that food's supposed to be good for the kids, should be healthy, nutritional foods. And try to eat it. Because just for your fellow students, because there's a lot of those students, people, those 2 meals is probably the only healthy, nutritional food that they get all day. Because there's a lot of kids out there that come to school with a lot less than you think there are. And like I said, I had this one gentleman call me not last week before last, saying a teacher came up to his 5-year-old daughter, and because she had a peanut butter sandwich at school, that she took the peanut butter sandwich from the child and threw it in the trash. Because there's people in here supposedly that is very, very allergic to peanut butter. But what about this person that's standing at the end of the counter or going up and down the tables selling there's a lot of candies and stuff that I'm trying to think it those look like got peanut butter in them, or all this, or peanuts. Snickers has peanuts in them. And if I don't know, anyway, it just bothers me that that we just overlook those kind of things, and other things we just try to hammer people about it, or kids about it, and and I had another incident called in last night. The guy said that you know, they call everybody and let them know, or text them whether their school's going to be late, or if there's anything wrong, or this and that. And the bus that his child was on, they texted him and told him that that bus would be 1 hour late. Probably had a bus down, or whatever, and somebody had to make a second run or whatever, or a late run. But because the kid wasn't there at, and I don't think they'd had any absentees, it wasn't there at 8 o'clock. They were there whenever the bus got there, and they counted the student absent. And he was very, very upset about it, which I probably would have been too. But anyway, those are kind of some of the things that I had and was going to talk about, but I also was counting on Bob being here, and I hope he gets here. He might not be here till 9 o'clock. He might be in a workshop. I don't know. But I was counting on him being here for at least 30 minutes to an hour with me tonight, and I know I've got a lot of questions and I'm ready to ask Bob the hard questions, because if he's running for state representative, there's some things that I would like to know, and I think there's things that people out there would like to know. And one of the questions I'd like to ask is, does Bob plan to run for alderman, or is he giving up the alderman? And then would we have more people in the alderman races this year, and is he going to try to run for both? That's something that I would like to know. You're on the air.
Yeah, who's he running against, you know?
right now, he's not, he was in the primary, he's running against nobody because there's been no other Democrat picked up. But if he stays this way and he is the Democrat nominee, because there can only be 2 or 3, because there could be an independent and a Democrat and a Republican, which he has filed as a Democrat, it would be him and Dennis Powers.
I would vote for him for dog catcher. I like Bob, but I would vote for Dennis Powers. Ain't no way.
Okay.
I got reasons too, because people can't be good to veterans. They don't need to look for me for support them, that's for sure.
Okay.
But talking about those meals and stuff back when we went to school, might have been you too. They used to make big kettles of soup, and darn good soup. It's probably like a lot of times we like to have today, but we can't get it.
Hey, you know what? Whenever if they had meatloaf, and every once in a while they would make meatloaf, but if they had soup, and I could get they had this commodity cheese at the end of the line, and you could get all of it you wanted.
Well, that's good. But
oh my God! And crackers. I'd fill my plate full of crackers and cheese and a bowl of soup and be happy as a lark.
I tell you what, it stuck to your ribs. You didn't get hungry before you got home, did you?
No. It put that stuff on your ribs where it stuck.
Yeah.
And boy, I liked it.
It's good food, yeah. But
yes, sir. And
I think that's some of the best cheese that you'd ever want to eat right there.
It is the best in my book.
And I wish they still give it out once in a while on commodities. But
well, they've got to have, as much as they gave away back then, they've got to have millions and millions and millions of pounds of that stuff somewhere.
Yeah.
And even whenever after I got married and had kids, if somebody had an extra block of cheese that I could buy, and that's back then was $5, I'd get it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, kid, that was good. Now it's well worth $5. That's a bargain, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Heck yeah.
And as long as you got something good like cheese and good kind of beans or soup, you're not doing too bad on eating. And give you some milk to go with it.
Well, I asked my little grandson today, what did he have for lunch? And he said, I had a barbecue rib sandwich. So you know how they make those and process them. And he said I had a fruit. He said I had a peach. And I had milk. Whatever I wanted. And anyway, it's if you're used to eating nothing but Big Macs, I'm sure that the beans and potatoes don't taste too good to you. But I tell you, if right now, and you might not believe this, he's 9 years old. If you put out a bowl of cereal, and you put out candy and cake, and you put out and you put out a bowl of beans and some mashed potatoes, and you'd say now he don't care a thing about coleslaw, but and you put out something else on his plate of whatever he wanted, whatever kind of meat he might want.
Yeah.
And he'd take that every time.
Yeah. It's sad, but there's a whole lot of our kids, I'm afraid, don't get offered no healthy food at home.
No, it's always maybe a quick sandwich and a bag of potato chips.
Yeah, it's not nutritional at all,
Yeah.
And I guess we grew up eating like that, and it's sure a lot better and easier for us because getting used to that junk. That was we'd eat that and we'd call it junk. We'd get a candy bar or a pop once a month or something. We thought we was in high cotton,
Oh gosh, and I'm serious about this, folks, and because we grew up as poor. I mean, we were poor.
Yeah, we were.
And you know, one of the things that we really enjoyed the most, you might not believe this, we would take the coal cinders out of with the stove, we'd shake it real, and you know, it had this little tray in the bottom of it. And we would wrap potatoes in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And put in that, and we'd sit there and talk and wait and this and that, and till those potatoes got baked. We couldn't wait. And we were as happy as they could. And if we got an apple or orange during Christmas, we were in high cotton. We were the rich kids.
Yeah. I know, I remember my dad bringing cornflakes in. He worked half day on Saturdays. He most time brought a box of cornflakes as a treat for us to get to have him every Saturday evening.
Right, absolutely.
You know, I mean, I'm talking about a treat, you know.
Yeah, but now our kids cannot eat a nutritional meal.
They'll snarl their nose at it, and they've never been trained to eat. You have to eat when they're little.
Whenever it's break time, but when we come back, I'm going to tell you a story about nutritional foods, okay?
Okay, all right.
Appreciate your call.
Okay.
Thank you. We'll be back right after these words from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. Did you know that if you have qualified for the federal low-income subsidy, some people call that extra help, if you qualified for the low-income subsidy, you can change your prescription drug plan at any time of the year that you want to. Sometimes you may find that a medication isn't covered by your current plan, or maybe a plan that's available in your area offers additional benefits that you're not eligible to get through your plan that you have right now. Those are opportunities for you to change your plan year-round. The federal government allows for you, with a low-income subsidy, to change any time of year. If you'd like more information, or if you want me to help you figure out which plan may work better for you, I'd be glad to. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. Thank you.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered, from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? And that's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, folks, again, I want to remind you, True Value Homes bringing you tonight's show. Also, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. And the White Knuckle event that's coming in May the 27th through the 29th. We got Kip Moore, and we got a young lady named Cam that the last big celebration they had there in Knoxville, she was a feature. She's supposed to be outstanding, and she's won country music awards and all this, and there'll be many, many people there, and we hope you all come by and enjoy it with us. And Bob, I want to thank you and Riggs Drugs, because you know that I'm starting my 14th year last week.
I watched you.
And you've been a sponsor at least 12, maybe 12 and a half years of that. And because of you and Riggs Drugs, there was times whenever I only had Riggs Drugs. And so,
well, I appreciate it.
And I really appreciate that. But anyway, folks, Bob has announced that he is running for state representative. So, Bob, it's all yours.
Okay. I'm Bob Fannin. If some of you don't know, I'm part owner and a pharmacist at Riggs Drug Store. I was born and raised in Tazewell, Tennessee. Moved here in 1971 and bought Riggs Drug Store in 1974. I'm married to Rita Shepard Fannin. I have 3 sons. I've got Chad, who's married to Missy. They live in Knoxville. Got Michael, who also lives in Knoxville, and I got Travis Wormsley, my stepson, and he's married to Renee. Got 4 grandchildren. And by age, I got Destiny, I got Jacob, I got Lauren, and I've got Paxton. I bought the store, Riggs Drug Store, in 1972. I went to East Tennessee State for 1 semester. Got a partial baseball scholarship, believe that or not. And because of my mother's health and my grades, I moved to and finished up my pre-pharmacy at LMU. My mother was bedridden ever since I was in the 5th grade, so moved back to assist Dad and help him because Bill had gone. My older brother, had gone to pharmacy school. Went into pharmacy school at Samford University in Birmingham, Alabama, Baptist Association. You took religion every semester. You take religion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Graduated in 27 months. I don't know how that's possible, but in 27 months, back then you could go through summer school. 27 months, I got out. I graduated in 24, but you had to be a resident of Alabama for 27 months to get through. And came back to work in McMinnville for Ernest Crouch, Senator Ernest Crouch. He was the head senator. You know, he was the majority man
in the state of Tennessee.
Yeah, at McMinnville, Tennessee, and actually had to go back to Samford in May to graduate. So I was the only pharmacist that when I graduated from Samford University in May of '71 that was already a registered pharmacist. So, and to this date, I don't know of anyone who's become a registered pharmacist at the age of 20. So and it wasn't because I was smart. It was just because I caused a lot of commotion. They wanted to get rid of me, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you had to have something, or you wouldn't have got. Because I know I got a little granddaughter. And I know we got calls. We'll get those.
Okay.
I got a little granddaughter that's 23 years old that graduated a registered nurse from LMU in 17 months.
LMU's really changed since I went, but it was a tough school. But I've been on the city council, La Follette City Council, for 16 years. I've got a background in business. I got Now, I got a bachelor's degree in pharmacy, and then now you have to get a doctor's degree, so they automatically grandfathered everybody that had so much experience to a doctor. So that's where sometimes people come into me and call me Dr. Bob. All they know me, they don't know anything else. They just know I'm Dr. Bob, so I take that too. But so I'm running for state representative because we've lost so much here in Campbell County. We've lost our driver's license bureau. We've lost our agricultural man. I'm running because the state of Tennessee, even though the unemployment has declined, Union County and Campbell County has risen, the state in it. So we need some state leadership up there, and right now with Mr. Powers, we don't have it, or it wouldn't be doing this. I'm for Insure Tennessee. I sit at a consultation desk most of the day, and I see 25 to 75 patients a day that doesn't have insurance. And we're not talking about people who's not working. We're talking about this Insure Tennessee is going to help the working poor, making less than X amount of dollars, $26,000 as a couple, $13,700 as an individual. It's also going to help those people who's worked all their lives, like the man in Clearfield that worked 40 years and had insurance for this one job, had a heart attack, could not go back to work, lost his insurance, and then he lost his home. Tennesseans are proud people, and it almost it angers me, and it wants to make you want to think if people have to lose their home so they can live, so they can pay their bills, and they don't have insurance, and it costs the Tennesseans not a penny. I don't understand. The governor of the state of Tennessee is for it, and he's a Republican. I do not understand why last year it wasn't put in, and this year I don't understand why. I'm for better education. I believe in teaching the child, and the testing will take care of itself. Teach instead of test. I mean, and I understand the federal dollars don't come if and all that and everything, but I still believe if you teach the child, the test will take care of themselves. And that's what I stand for. Unlike some politicians and everything, I don't think I will sit down and talk to you about your problem. Your problem may be minor to other people, but to you it's a major problem. I'll give you all the time and effort, and I'll give you all my time and effort that I can do to help Campbell Union and part of Union and part of Anderson County. A gentleman on the other show said it wasn't all Union counties, but it was just 6 precincts, and when I was raised in Tazewell down around the Cedar Grove, it was a place where all the kids hung out around the lake and everything. Even though it's right of it was Union County, I always thought it was Claiborne County anyway. But that's what I stand for. I'll work hard for you, just like I have it with Cedar La Follette. When a test comes up, I'll speak up. I mean, I'll be speaking up a lot right now. So that's who I am, and that's what I stand for. Okay. If anybody want to ask any questions, shoot.
Okay, I want to ask you one, and you don't have to answer it.
Okay.
But I know your heart is you love La Follette in this area. But now, are you going to, because you're coming up for election for city councilman?
Yes.
Are you going to apply for both, or have you made up your mind yet? Or
I haven't made up my mind. It is legal for me to run for both offices. But I haven't made my mind up. We'll come to that when it is. I do love La Follette. We have a council down there that we may not agree. And last meeting, it was evident that we didn't agree very much, I guess. So, but when some people get on rampages for no reason at all, you sit there and you do what you have to do. You just take it and then you respond later. But Ann Thompson, there's no one that loves La Follette more than Ann Thompson, Hansford Hatmaker, Joe Bollinger, Mike Stanfield, and myself. I mean, we love La Follette. We want the best for La Follette. And over the period of several years, even though we don't have to go out and eat together, but we've got along together.
Yeah.
Except for last week's meeting. Okay.
Well,
So, but anyway, we'll go from there. So.
Well, let me ask you one.
But I haven't decided. I have thought about it. But
well, how long do you have to make up your mind?
Oh, we won't. It'll be after the primary, the Democratic primary and the Republican primary, the elections in August. I don't think you have to get a petition in until right around the middle of August or somewhere for the November election.
Probably before the first day of September.
No, it's somewhere in August, I believe. Okay. It might be the end of July. I can't recall.
It's not something that you have to
make my mind up right now for.
Right. It's plenty of. Okay, we're ready to take your calls. But if I know that we sometimes that. We get into this thing about a Democrat and a Republican, and with the way things is going right now, it's hard to make up our mind whether we're a Democrat or a Republican, because we're almost ashamed sometimes just to connect ourselves to them.
I'm not going to. I'm running on the Democratic ticket. I was raised. My father's a Democrat. My father told me once. He said he voted for Republican once. And he was on a jury, and that was just to hang him. But my father voted for a lot of Republicans. And so has my brother and myself. We voted for a lot of Republicans.
Yeah, it's not.
Our state senator Yeager. Well, I voted for him every time. So.
It's not a fight between Democrats and Republicans.
My ideas is listen. Whoever has the best idea, that's what we should vote for.
That's exactly. You vote for the ideals of any. I just
Can you imagine when President Obama and Senator McCain was running, and this country was about to go into a recession under Bush, and they canceled one of their debates so they could both be in Washington, and they supported an $858 billion program, a stimulus program for President Bush. Can you imagine where this country had been if it hadn't done that? And then right into it wasn't enough, so right into the first 6 months or 7 months, and every Democrat jumped over there, and they had to do what they had to do. When President Obama did his 920 billion, was that how much? Something
stimulus.
Right, stimulus, about 920 billion. A lot of Republicans stepped in too. So imagine what we had, and in those stimulus, most of the monies had been paid back. I think 10 or 12% has not, and most of those are being held up so the federal government can still have their thumb on these particular people. So and actually money was made. I mean, up to 20% in some cases. I mean interest rates.
For going to the federal government into our
could you imagine what the House and the Senate we making money? I mean, they didn't know what to do with it because they've never done that. All they've done is spend.
Well, we wouldn't have had a General Motors, that's for sure.
We wouldn't have had Chrysler either. Right. So they but anyway, you got to cross the aisle. I mean, so you got to compromise, and anybody that knows me, that I've sat on several committees, that I can compromise.
Well, here's one of the things that I'd like to bring up, and then we'll, like I say, we'll take calls anytime you all want to call.
I mean, we've got a lieutenant governor from Oak Ridge, probably is going to be Randy McNally, and he's a pharmacist. So be excited to work. He's a Republican, and I'm going to be very excited to be able to work with him. He's in the Senate, but I'll be very anxious to work with Randy.
You know, really the only big difference between a state rep and a state senator is rep has to run every 2 years, and the senator just runs every 4, isn't it?
I think so.
Or 6, whatever. That's about, because it's have about the same power, just more. There's less senators than there is.
Well, there's 99 representatives, 33 senators.
Yeah, and so anyway, but one of the things I want to make, folks, that we have gotten so locked into the R and the D. We had, Scott County had the best representative, and he'd been there for a long time, and everybody tell you he's the most effective state representative in Nashville.
I know him.
Yeah, you get anything done. And folks, because he's a Democrat, and because and somebody started this old thing that his wife had an abortion. His wife didn't have no abortion. She had a miscarriage. And I know Les for a long time. Because of him being a Democrat, he got beat.
Well, I mean, you know,
by a man that's...
Listen, during the Obama term, okay, a lot of Democrats got beat, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, after the first, a lot of Democrats was hired 2000, when he first ran, 2008. In 2010, when it's time, in 2012, when it's time to run again, a lot of Republicans got elected because, you know, it's just the way it is.
But,
so, we understand that. Governor Haslam, 6 years ago, swept in a lot of Republicans who normally would not have won.
6 years ago, whenever he...
And it'll be different this time. But I have to, I'm running against a very formidable opponent in Dennis Powers, and I can guarantee that my campaign is going to be on the straight and narrow, and I'm going to talk issues, and if he can, you know, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll just be talking issues, okay? And try to make things happen. And everywhere I've done, everything I've done, I've made things happen, so I'm not worried about it. I told press person today that it's sort of scary to be a 67-year-old freshman state representative. But I get my knee better. I just had surgery, by the way, you know, less than 3 weeks ago. Tore my knee up, and it's fixed, and I'm doing rehab now, so I'll be limping a couple of more months. After that, I'll be perfect.
Well, you know, about 2 months after I had a knee replaced, I was hitting the ball again.
Well, so they're working me hard, okay? But I haven't hit any, so I mean, I've pitched around.
Right now, I'm in therapy because I can't squeeze it, but now I can close my hand. Right there was whenever I started taking therapy 3 weeks ago. That's as close as I could get. Still, right here is all I can do with this hand, and so you can't, if you can't squeeze a club, you can't hit.
You can't hit it. Well, you don't supposed to. You know, it's like a little bird. You know.
Yeah.
A bird. You know.
Now I can actually hold on to it with this hand, and the left hand is out of it anyway.
Well, I play so bad, laying off wouldn't hurt me anyway. Okay.
No, I know. I've seen you play. I know that we had a call here a while ago. It'd been interesting to hear from Hazel Valley. He had called her, but you was giving your introduction and talking, and now anybody wants to call and ask Bob a question,
and we can call back the city too.
Well, I was fixing if I'd like to get this out of the way first, if we can talk about the city, because I got some problems I want to talk to you. You're on the air.
Yes, I've got a question for Bob.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you give me could you explain a little bit more about the law that you said that they passed or was trying to pass or whatever on the gardens?
That was something that was handed to me, and I read on it. I've not the letter was sent to the owner of this piece of property and I think in February, so it must have been an older law, and I've not looked the facts up on that particular thing. It's on my desk to do, but before I comment on that, let me take a real good look at it and make sure everything, but it actually said on the top of it, it had a garden over 1 acre, 1 to 5 acres, you had to pay a fee of $250. Never heard anything like that, have you?
No, but I was thinking that you was going to talk about, now there is a government program that's in Scott County, and it started 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and the guy comes on my show every year to explain who all is going or what's all is going to be happening, and they provide seeds, they provide the ground, they provide everything except the labor.
Well, I made a call again. You know, our agriculture man is no longer in Campbell County. We don't have one, so he's in Clinton and everything. I've made a call to see what this all about.
We got an agriculture man. How do we?
I have no idea.
Who's been asleep over here?
Somebody in Nashville. That's the reason I'm running. But anyway, I've called and I've not got the information that I want back, and before I release that, I want to be exact. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. Okay.
I mean, is that like people just having small gardens?
No, I don't think so. I've got a small garden, and I don't. My wife puts out tomato plants and this and that around the yard and everything, but no, I don't think so. Right now, I wouldn't worry about it. I will give it to RL or reappear on his show in a couple of weeks, and I will address that information. But when I read the letter, I was confused, so I want to make sure I'm exact on this, okay? So right now, if it's planting time, I'd plant, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now, I'm confused on what the question is.
Well, got a letter addressed to someone in the Campbell County that the state was fining him X amount of dollars because he hadn't paid a $250 fee for a garden 1 acre to 5 acres big, and it also had to pay $100 for an inspector to come up and check it out. So, okay.
You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm glad Bob's running there. We got at least somebody that works here. He won't sit down at the very end all the time. He's not lazy, Bob's not. And he's a go-getter, and I'm glad he's running. I'm going to be helping him all I can.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, now, I do know that the guy that comes on to my show and talks to me about the gardens, and it's not the agricultural agent, but he's in the high school program over there, and I think that this year they're going to have, like, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 community gardens.
Well, let me read this and I'll call you. I was waiting for this gentleman to call me back from Anderson County and let me know what's going on, because I've never heard of this.
No, I hadn't either.
But it was I saw the letter, so something's happening.
Something is happening.
Yes. Okay. You want to hear about the city? Nobody calling?
No, we got 2 minutes. We're going to take a break. So when we come back, we'll get into the city issues. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But right now, I want to. Now, the session. Have you got into it enough to understand or to talk about how the sessions work? Are you in session like what, 3 months?
January through about this time. They're
into March.
They're into April usually.
Or April, I mean.
Yeah, they're about to finish up. I don't know if they'll finish up this week or next week.
And then you go back in the fall.
And not unless you're on. If you're certain committees meet all year round.
Right.
Whether I will be put on any of those committees, that'll be up to the leadership of the House. But I mean, they'll be meeting together, and every committee they'll be getting together off and on. but not read enough. I'll be meeting, I'm going to Nashville this weekend for a reception and then a educational course, okay? So I will be spending my weekend in Nashville this weekend. So I'll know a little bit more after that. I set Wednesday, I didn't have to work, and I went to rehab and came back, and I just flipping through the channels, see what was on, was trying to find the par 3 Masters, stuff like that, and ran across this where the House was voting on a lot of bills, and it's amazing how quick things just boom, bam, boom. It's they get them all in front of them, and then here they come. So even it's not always bills that are passing, but it's also introducing people from the galleries of certain people who wants to introduce. And the speaker, Beth Arrow, she does a terrific job. It goes quickly. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I knew it did. I've been there before, and I've watched it. And it is absolutely amazing. I hope they give it a lot more consideration before the vote than they do on the vote. Okay.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break, folks, and we'll be back right out of these. And any question you asked about the city or
Hi, I'm Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. I work with folks who have Medicare. If you're new to Medicare, if your plan is getting ready to start, or if you're getting ready to plan your retirement for maybe later this year, please give me a call. There are many plans available in our area that can help offset some of the costs you might ordinarily have with Medicare by itself. I can help you review prescription drug plans that are available. I can help you review doctor networks so that you can pick a plan that will work for the doctors that you choose. And I can help you find a plan that will fit in your budget. My phone number is 1-866-691-5571. And if I can help in any way, I'll be glad to try to do it. Thank you.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years. I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in anytime, and I'll be glad to help you.
I'll tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Why do my customers choose Husqvarna Power Equipment? That's easy, because my landscaping crew has to rely on a durable product.
I need the performance and quality that Husqvarna provides.
And the innovative products that help me move on with my day.
For maintenance parts or accessories, I don't have to go far. I know my Husqvarna dealer is right around the corner.
Make the impossible possible and visit a Husqvarna dealer near you.
Visit your local Husqvarna dealer or go to husqvarna.com for more information.
Okay, we're back. Don't forget True Value Homes. If you've got property and you're getting married or you just want to move out, can't beat what they've got set up, Bob.
Mr. Keith, huh? Keith.
Yep. Keith Klothfelter, folks, and you know him, and he knows how to get rid of them homes. I was out there the other day looking at them. You know, he had 5 of them on the lot sold. You sell 5 houses in a month, you're in high cotton.
Yeah, you do pretty good.
Yeah, but because listen, they've got a big sign. Lowest prices in Tennessee guaranteed.
I think Keith could sell sand at the beach.
Well, he does a job. And Ron's golf carts and flea market. Have you ever been in there?
Yeah, yes, and my wife's been there quite a bit. But
I'm telling you, if you ever find a flea market that has the same kind of products and stuff and is clean, he cleans everything up. He puts a price on it. You're not guessing.
Well, I've gone down and looked at some golf carts here and there. So
well, yeah, and he cleans them golf carts up.
Yeah,
I mean, he shines them. I'm telling you. And he's located behind Long John Silver's. Now, I want to ask you, and maybe you should not answer this question. You know, Mr. Hatmaker, you know, he still has his day in court.
Yes.
And is he on the ballot this time also?
His name will be on the ballot. Yes, it's his position. Mike, the mayor and 2 councilmen. The mayor Stanfields has to run again, and Hansford Hatmaker has to run, and I have to run again.
Okay. Now, and I have no idea of actually what happened in court today.
Nothing. His was postponed to June the 6th, 12th, or something like that.
But if Mr. Hatmaker was convicted in any way,
if he pleaded down, first offense or something, I don't know. If he pleaded down and it was a felon, he could, if with 3 votes, he could be removed from the city council.
But he would not have to be.
He would not have to be. It's not automatic.
The state wouldn't automatically remove him.
No. And but if it is plead down to a misdemeanor,
then it wouldn't be a felony.
It's over. And if he went to trial and they found him not guilty, it's over.
Right.
Okay?
But if it come up as a felony, then
the charter says with 3 votes they can
could dismiss him,
remove him. Right.
Okay. So, but that's what I know. I've been asked that question. I said I have no idea. But
I think one of them pleaded. There was 2 big. One of the deputy and one was Hansford. Those are the 2 big ones they said they got. And Glenn, what I saw on the news today, pleaded no contest, and I don't understand what it means. I don't understand what he got with it. Pleaded no contest. I don't understand. So it didn't come out. So the news didn't say what he got. That. But it will come out. But first offense, this and that. No contest means he didn't plead guilty, but he didn't plead innocent either. So that's what that means.
Right.
So I don't know what.
So I'd say probably find $1,000. It's over.
I don't know. The news didn't say that.
Usually
but I did hear him say that Mr. Hatmaker's was postponed to June, and sometime in June.
Okay. But now, doesn't he have a huge lawsuit against the sheriff's department? And
he does. It was in the paper several weeks ago that he sued the DA and the sheriff's department and the people who set him up, and a bunch of, and then more, and with more charges, more lawsuits coming. That's what the paper said. So, yeah.
The other guy didn't do that, so he just pleaded no contest.
That's what the news said today. I happened to see it when I got home.
Thank you. You're on the air.
Yeah, I want to congratulate, Mr. Bob Fannin. If he does a really good job as a public servant, for the city, we'll follow it. I'll share a little story. Someone was very sick around Christmas Eve some time ago, and he went beyond the call of duty to help this person's child that had like an abscess tooth or whatever, to help them get through the holidays. That takes a special person to do that, and I think he's doing a really good job. And we've got you back, Bob. You want to go for it for the state. If you do a good job, with the state like you do as a public servant for the city of Hall, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Okay.
All right, thank you.
He doesn't understand I do that a lot. When I married Rita, somebody called and she said, "Where are you going?" I said, "Going to fill a prescription at the drugstore." It's 10:30, 11 o'clock. She says, "I didn't know drugstores did that." and we go down there quite a bit. I mean, at after hours and Sundays and stuff. When we're
Ben, you brought that up. I had a caller one time saying that you went down there and wanted to know if it was legal. I said, I don't think he would go down there and be doing something illegal with his car sitting right out in front of the door.
We don't have a call right now. The funniest one, and everybody says this is crazy. I got called one morning, long time ago, when Medical Center was open at 4:30 in the morning, and they needed their birth control pills. Okay. All right. So, but you had to know the story behind it. So that when you first say that, well, why would you go down there at 4:30? I said, and what happened was this couple got married maybe 3 months before and didn't take a honeymoon right then, and they was going with some friends to Myrtle Beach. And you know how we used to go, and everybody used to go. When you're children, you can go get up at 3:30, 4 o'clock, go to Myrtle Beach. You're going to get there before the sun gets up.
Or the crowd.
Yeah. So I met them down there and threw them a pack of birth control pills, looked it up, and they was coming right through. We went right through the window. I just threw it to them and said no charge and go on. And to this day, they won't let me forget, what I've done for them, but that one I remember. Okay, that one I remember. But the others, some of them I don't remember because I do it so often, and it's just part of my job.
Well, there's nothing that says that you can't be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week if you don't want to be.
The Riggs Drug on Emory Road, when we built it, we had right next to us, a CVS, and it was open 9 to 7. And after we opened up, it went to 9 to 9, and then 9 to 12, and now it's open 24 hours. So maybe we put a little
pressure,
a lot of pressure on it. Okay.
And sometimes Walgreens and CVS needs some competition, and Walmart.
Well, you bet you've got to have this happy medium to a point, because even though they do billions and billions and billions of dollars, still 43% of prescriptions filled in the United States is by independent pharmacies. So if the government and the insurance companies, the PBMs, ever ruled and ended up with just CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens, I can guarantee your co-pays will go up, because then they'd get together and negotiate contracts that the PBMs would have to pay out their nose. So what happens? You'd be paying out your nose.
Yeah.
So you have to have this competition. Okay.
Well, let me just tell you another thing that happened today. The actual medical procedure happened back in July last year. I had this medical thing done as far as putting a stimulator or a defibrillator, or not a defibrillator, but whatever. But my bowels.
You told me, yeah.
But 2 months later, I had it done in May, and in July they done it again. Well, I just got the papers today saying that the insurance company denied any payment for that $73,000 operation.
Well, they got to get a pre-cert, but that's up to the physician.
But they did explain at the bottom of them, you're not responsible for this. But my doctor has moved on.
Whoops. I'd probably, if you had a friend as an attorney, I'd let him look at that letter, but you're not got an EOB yet or anything like that.
Now, it said it's not a bill, and it says, and everything down through there says denied, 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 denied. And at the bottom of it, it says, I think it's $72,000 or $73,000, and it was from Fort Sanders Hospital, where I was operated on. And I paid my copay, which was $340. And at the bottom of it says, you're not responsible for this payment.
A couple of years ago, 6,200 pharmacists emerged on Washington, D.C. through Cardinal Health. That is a wholesaler that a lot of people buy from. There's 3 big ones. And one of the ideas of this was they spread you out. I mean, we had people from California, every state in the union, to talk to your representatives and to your senators. And we're trying to keep it small, but one of the big issues back then is that when you had this sign-up period on Medicare, it only goes from October 16th to December 7th. And as we get older, you and I are getting older, we can't remember. So some of these people forget, okay? And so if they forget, they'll stay where they're at, but they may want to change and they forget. So just a simple thing we asked our Congressman Chuck Fleshman, would you sponsor a bill and get it in a committee to change that where you can change it all year round? Because certain people who have extra help, and that means where the federal government pays a little bit more based on their income, can change it anytime they want to. Each month, if you change May 15th, June 1st, you have a different insurance. So we're trying to do that for those people, because last year, last year first, all of a sudden, this is the rules up, and you can only sign up to December the 7th, okay? But January 3rd, this one particular insurance company went to UT and said, hey, we're going to drop all your doctor's fees 33%. Well, you know what all the doctors from UT told them,
Yeah.
No. So, but they couldn't change. It's not fair. So this is where we came up with this. This year, another same insurance, a couple more physicians was told that it's going to reduce their payments, and doctors don't make as much as they used to. They're locked in,
Yeah.
Unlike I think Ann Hester said once on the thing that these pharmacists, they can price what you want to. 94%, 95% of my prescriptions are by insurance, and they set the price. I mean, we don't do anything. We hit a button, they set it. Whatever it is at my drugstore, it's at every drugstore around. And that's what they set it, and they also set what the copay is going to be for the patient. So we're on price-wise, we don't do anything, and the average price on most prescriptions runs right around $4.18 or something. It's less than $6 now. It's trying to get up to $5.14. I mean, if they.
Yeah. Well, now every year, regardless, especially Medicare, Medicaid, or whatever, you have to. You take a certain medicine, like diabetic medicine, and every year, at the end of the year, you've paid someone, but it opens up again, and then you have to pay a big price the first time, and then.
Well, if January 1st, you start all over, okay? So if you don't get in the donut hole, you don't take enough medication to get in the donut hole. But I've got a lot of patients who are diabetics, and they'll be in the donut hole already. And I've got some patients who's taking chemo, and they'll go in and out in the same month.
Well, I take three pills a day for diabetic.
Well, your medication may not be that high,
No,
so.
metformin and something else.
Yes, so it's fairly inexpensive, but it's just not fair to our people. I mean, believe it or not, under the Obamacare, one of the proceeds, one time you paid, when you went to the donut hole, you paid 100%. Now you're down to 45%. So if you go in the donut hole, if something cost $100 years ago, you'd pay $100 until you come out of the donut hole. Now you pay $45 for it. So that has helped, but it's still. you know, if we hadn't borrowed so much money from our Medicare and Social Security system, you know, we hadn't borrowed so much, and that's where a lot of these trillions of dollars are at, where we borrow from ourselves, then Medicare and Social Security would be fully funded. We'd have no problem. I think $12 trillion of that is what we borrowed.
Okay, because I'm just going to keep you 10 more minutes, because I think they're decided they've done had enough answers from you, but I've still got one more thing to talk to you about. Back to the City Hall.
Okay.
I know that you guys have been working on some problems down there, and things seem to be from the information I'm getting, a little sticky right now. So what's going on?
Well, I mean, we've been working on 911 and some other things for 5-6 months. We've been talking about it, and it's all because of the tax, where we're not getting the sales tax. It's going to other areas instead of here. We have many businesses inside the city of La Follette that has got a Jacksboro address.
Well, I even heard that Tractor Supply down there, brand new.
So
Jacksboro.
So we 4 or 5 months ago, we passed a resolution saying, and you know, we have talked to the United States Post Office, and they told us that we didn't shut up. They just put more zip codes from Jacksboro into our area. I mean, that's what they said.
Oh.
I'm just telling you straight what they said. So and you can't sue the United States Post Office. So anyway, we made some rules, and we want 911 to carry these out and everything, and we know that Tractor Supplies was given a La Follette address, but within 1 month it was turned to a Jacksboro address, and we don't know why. So we was going to put 2 more board members. We've been talking about that. Was going to put Stan Faust, which is over codes, plus also on the situs report where our sales tax is going. He's one of the 2 people who's watching this very closely, and myself. And everybody seemed to agree.